fun. Come on in, family. Wherever you are, whenever you're listening to this, here's a little bit of smudge. Just imagine that going through your aura and picking up any negativity and releasing it, because we want you to come in here, have a good time, and enjoy the show today. And this is where we like to break down concepts into everyday use. Who knows where we can go from there? There's so much to find. So go to our YouTube channel and put a like on that and subscribe over there. Share this episode out. And from the people that comment and the people that share out, that's where we pick our winner. And we have another winner today, and we'll announce that right at the end of the show. Today we have someone so special, and thank you so much for coming on today, Kimberly Wuirch. Woo woo!
Hi everyone. Thank you for having me, ladies.
Hey Kimberly, can you tell people, because this is our third time, I think, third time's a charm?
I think so, yeah.
Third time. Can you tell people just a little bit about who you are? Because every time we talk, you kind of are expanding and growing. Your stuff's just doing so well. We're so excited.
True.
I keep changing everything. It's like, welcome to the new me. It's only been a year.
It's awesome. That's awesome.
Well, I'm still an author, obviously. That never goes away. I have 3 books out. First one's Waking Up An Empath. That's the beginning of my journey. I guess that would be almost 9 years ago now. Oh my gosh, time flies.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while. So that was about my awakening, and that helps other people understand their awakening process and what to expect. It's just kind of the condensed version all in 1 year for me, but normally it's a little longer for others. So that really helps people a lot in the beginning of their journey. And then the second book, Awakened Empath, that one more in depth, more advanced. That really helps people with kind of the more concepts, the lingo, the how far down the rabbit hole can you go. And then the third book is a collection of my blogs, Spiritual Reality, and you can read that. That's super easy read. Each chapter stands on its own with its own topics. So those still help people. Those are still out. I still sell those. I've been revamping my whole website. As you probably noticed, I've been, really trying to catch up to where the world's at now. And that's meant a lot of changes for me, a lot of changes for my business, a lot of changes in my offerings. So, I've been changing my website to try to keep up with that. And all new website, all new offerings. I got new workshops. I released oracle cards this year because people were needing that guidance, that support, that what do we do now? That direction. I changed my mentorship program. It's just been all over the place. Mm-hmm. And for me, who am I? I'm still the same. I'm still doing anything and everything spiritually related. I still teach anything and everything across the board, which is why it's always, just because I'm offering something for a while, it may just get shelved for a while in lieu of new stuff. So, I'm me, I'm a mentor, I'm a teacher, I'm an author, I'm, whatever you need me to be in the spiritual realm.
And a healer.
Of course.
An awesome psychic healer, which is different than being a psychic medium. It's a psychic healer. Can you explain your process just a little bit? Because that's different than anybody I've ever really worked with before.
It is so different. It's hard to explain. Okay. It's so different that people, even when I do explain it, people are like, what? What are you talking about? So the best way I can explain it is that I can do healing without touching you, without even doing energy work directly with my hands, which is kind of what people are used to, which is scary for those who are skeptical, because even energy work to the newbie or the skeptic, they're like, how's that possible, right? Yeah. And so with Reiki, you got your hands involved, people can feel the energy, they can feel the energy on their body, they know it's coming from you because they've got that physical, I can see what you're doing, I can kind of get a sense of maybe how this is possible. But it really throws people when I work, because I don't need to move my hands. I don't need to even be in the same room with you. A lot of my clients are around the world, and they're like, how do you do that? And I just go,
It's sort of like sending a fax. Explain that to me. That's what I always say. If you can explain how we send faxes to each other, then it's just like that.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not a simple thing to explain. If you believe or understand how energy works, and you can tap into that, and you can manipulate it and manage it and control it for the purposes of helping others and healing, then you totally know what I'm talking about. But if that sounds a little far out there for you, you might have a hard time understanding.
So, yeah, it's different, but it's like prayer too, which has its own energy when you send it out there, and it's kind of psychic, and it's sort of, yeah. It's
I have a question. What I want to know, Kimberly, is do the new modalities or the expansion into them all just come to you, or is it because of what the client needs that it stretches you to find new modalities?
Both.
Oh, wow.
That's a really good question. I'm always monitoring the collective, always. How are they feeling today? What's going on today? What's happening universally? What's the mood? What's the energy? You know, people do it with astrology. Other people do it with, you know, predetermined methods. I don't use predetermined methods that kind of dictate it based on cycles, based on astrology, based on the planet alignment. I don't use any of that. I prefer to be very much in the moment, in the present, what's truly happening, regardless of what's been dictated. I just open myself up to the world and be like, okay, what's happening today? And, you know, it's amazing how the collective really does everything as a group. And they don't even realize they're doing it a lot of the time. So it's like today, yeah, people are pissy today. Today's not a good day to be in traffic. It's going to be a lot of road rage today. Or, you know, everybody's feeling very open today. They're very active today. Everybody's going to be on social media today. Everybody's going to want to chit chat, right? And it changes. It changes every week. And so to answer your question, I use that information to determine what are the needs, what are the wants, what are the things that people need, whether they like it or not, right? You know, how can I best support my clients and my friends and my family using that information? So I take that information and I use it in my healing and be like, okay, this is the focus. This is how I can best help you because this is what's going on right now. So this is what I need to do for you. And I figure it out based on that. Other times I get support, I get help. I work a lot with archangels still and with angels. And I'm like, okay, help me out here. You know, I'm at a loss. I need some help, you know, planning new workshops, or I need some help developing new programs that are just going to be the right thing at the right time. And they are always great for ideas, tips. I mean, they don't tell me how to do it or how to deliver it, but they certainly help me out with, you know, well, here's an idea, you know, but you have to run with it, obviously. Like
inspiration, right? Yeah.
They're great for inspiration. They always have great ideas for inspiration. And I appreciate it so much. And I also listen to my clients. Like they'll tell you what they want. They are no holds barred. This is what we're demanding. Okay, I'm listening.
Like you have a workshop coming up this month and I think next month. It sounds like a lot of fun. It sort of sounds like a psychic play day or like a play date. So let's just work on everything, and it sort of sounds really fun, sort of like to beat those winter blues kind of psychic workshop. I don't know.
I love that. It's a psychic play date. It's totally a psychic play date. Yeah, it's called Anything Can Happen. I've been percolating on that one for a really long time. I've wanted to do that one for a long time. And sometimes it's not about just putting stuff out there whenever you feel like it. You got to wait for the right timing, you know, when it's going to be most appropriate. And it just so happened that people are kind of coming out of their shells right now. And, you know, they've had a long, hard run for the last few years, and they just needed fun, just fun.
Yeah, like games, psychic games, like, you know,
like just how can we enjoy spiritual stuff the most? And so Anything Can Happen was developed from that. And it's about using all of the information and all of the coursework and all of the stuff I learned from beginner to advanced over 9 years. And, just not everything fits in that one workshop. Some stuff you can do in half an hour, 10 minutes even. And so it doesn't always work that you can incorporate all your learnings or all your knowledge into every workshop. So this way, with Anything Can Happen, we can just throw anything in. It's a mixed bag. We can pull anything out of our hats. And I could be teaching you anything from psychometry to pendulums to kinesiology to channeling to angels to just pull a topic out of your hat. It's going to be a hoot.
Sometimes like this show. Yeah. We love it. Like, and having you on, who's so multifaceted, like, it's just awesome. And you teach Reiki and Violet Flame Reiki as well. So that, and I know you teach them in person too.
I do.
Where you are in well, you're not in Calgary. Where are you now? You're outside.
Close enough. Calgary is right nearby. We're in Airdrie.
Airdrie, yeah, lovely. So there's a lot of people in that area that can use that. So it's just
right.
Yeah.
Well, and again, we're navigating a new world, right? And a lot of people are still hesitant about doing in-person stuff and finding still a lot of resistance to in-person. Not necessarily out of fear of COVID or anything, but more just they've gotten used to being at home. They've gotten used to not having to commute. They've realized some of the benefits. And they're like, well, if I don't have to go all that way, if I don't have to spend money on gas, if I don't have to inconvenience myself, why would I? I'll just do it from home.
Well, and there's also that kind of, now that we're familiar with the technology, so that's not a big roadblock anymore.
Right?
They realize that if we can do energy distantly, then we can do classes in energy distantly, because it's just this, like, it's just a thing. And also there's sort of a safe, I don't know, some people feel safer when there's like that screen in front of them. They don't feel they have to show up, and Teresa understand. Yeah, but they don't have to show up in their human body. Like, they can be their energetic person. I don't know. It's just,
it's just so funny, because the old way I was in IT for 23 years, right? I'm not just all spiritual stuff, right? I have a career behind me. And for many years, I should say, I was trying to convince people to use these online tools, to use these video conferencing tools. It was like pulling teeth. I could not get people to, it's too hard for me. I'm not really comfortable with that. I'd rather do in person. And I'm like, you don't need to. I mean, I can heal you remotely. I can help you remotely. I can guide you remotely. I can teach you any workshop remotely, And no, we want in person. Now it's just flipped. And now it's like, I don't want to do in person. Heal me remotely. Teach me remotely. I don't want to come to you for anything. It's funny how it changes.
I know. I have some people that go one way and some people that go the other way. And I'm happy with either one. Like, I'm a touchy-feely person, but I can definitely just do it over online, and I don't feel any difference, especially when I do it through the Akashic Records. Maybe that's kind of like psychically. I don't know. I don't feel any difference. So
right.
It's so much fun.
When you're a full-blown psychic, when you are working at 100% of your psychic capacity, the world does not feel big. I can be from here to the other side of the universe in a blink. There are no physical restrictions on that plane of existence. And so it stops me in no way whatsoever. The only challenges I ever face are when it comes to the physical. The physical world's tough to navigate, and we still do actually require some in-person things. And this is where I'm kind of hoping the new world will find its balance, because we've gone from one extreme to another. And it is concerning to me. I am concerned for people, because, without that in-person interaction, we are social animals. you do require that interaction. Otherwise, depression sets in, anxiety sets in. You forget how to socialize. There's all kinds of things that can come out of that. So I really urge people to find balance in that. Don't go to any extremes. It's healthy in the long run.
Yeah, and I think we need that like social closeness just to keep our immune systems and keep our physical body in good balance, because I think it depends on a different set of norms than our spiritual body.
How right you are.
Yeah, it depends on. I mean, I like grocery shopping in the flesh. I don't want to order it offline. I want to pick out my own cantaloupe. Thank you.
I bet, yeah.
I will shop for cat food online, but I won't shop for my own food.
Well, and there's balance in that, right? Some people can't. They're physically limited. They're physically restricted. So online shopping is such a great offering, and thank goodness for that, right? But if you are, ready, willing, able, capable, as it were, get off your butt and go to the store.
If not, you get about 1,000 steps in anyway. So you get to get out and walk and exercise, which is really important for our physical body, and getting outside even when we don't want to, even when it's like -30, like you've had for the past. No, I guess it's warmer now, but
warm
for the whole fall. It was like terribly cold where you were, and which I smile about, because my daughter-in-law and son moved out to Red Deer, and I'm thinking, well, I was worried they'd stay there forever, but now it's a 5-year plan. So
funny how that works.
I shouldn't say that. I'm not laughing. But it's we have to get outside even when it's cold and miserable, because the sun is really important to us.
It
right?
is very, very much. Yeah. And it's funny you mentioned the sun. In my last group healing, it's called Infinity Healing, where people join me online. And, in Canada, we're restricted by how much sun we can get. Even if we're out there in 30 below, we're, all you can see is our eyeballs. It's cool, man. You might not even see our eyeballs. We might have goggles on. You might not see anything, right? And so we might be outside, but we're not getting sun exposure. And so in my last Infinity Healing, I actually brought in light codes from the sun over in another part of the world where it was super hot in a desert, because we desperately need those light codes.
That sounds like a really good thing to do today. So
Yeah.
we could all use some sun. No,
right?
I think we're mostly from the United States today. I don't know if anybody's from any other place. Sometimes we have people from all over the world, South Africa and things like that, but I don't think not today.
I think Gina's from Canada, I think.
Is she?
I thought. Gina, tell us.
Yeah, Gina, tell us where you are. And Sacred Yin Secrets, I'm not sure where you are from. I know Melinda's from north of me, so that's not too far.
Well, yeah, all feel sorry for us Canadians, and you're like, oh, the Canadians are cold.
But we have poutine to keep us warm. She's in Toronto. Well, we'll all feel sorry for you, Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto gets pretty cold too. They get some pretty sketchy weather.
Yeah, it's pretty gray. You shouldn't say that. Yeah.
But I mean, even in the U.S., where it rains, sometimes it can rain for days.
Oh, yeah.
There's no sun. There's no sun.
Yeah. Teresa's in Tennessee, and she's been in rain for a few days, haven't you, Teresa? And it may even snow.
Well, yeah, I keep looking, because they say if it rains again, it's going to end up being snow right now, but not enough to accumulate, but still enough to watch.
If there's no sun, it don't matter if it's raining or snowing or cold. You're like, still no sun.
And Sacred Yin Secrets is in West Virginia, so that could be nice, could be cold, but yeah, it's like we can talk all across the world, and it's wonderful that way. And so
my clients are across the world too. I actually, most of my clients are not even Canadian. I'd say it's 50-50 between Canada and the US.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. The world's
I was going to ask you about your, it just jumped away from me. You have workshops coming up. Let's talk about your cards a bit. I want to talk a little bit more
sure
about your
about
cards.
Where did I
Show your cards.
show the cards? You've got them. I've got them.
I got them. Yeah, I got them. I ordered them last fall, so I was so excited when they came.
You know, I should do a little quick
That would be awesome.
Right?
Yeah. And they don't have a book with them, so they're really making you work.
Oh, neat.
I don't want to get everybody too excited because unfortunately I don't have any for sale. I released 100 of them initially, and those all sold out. They're all. Mm-hmm. And it's because they're very, very expensive to print. They're very high quality cards in the color and printing. And, I also needed to be able to just have small groups to train how to use these because they're not like other Oracle cards. You might think, oh, Oracle cards are the same as all the other ones on the market. No, they're really not. They are, they have multiple different types of energies connected to them. So anybody that holds them, they're like, what is with these cards? Like what's happening here? Like my hands are on fire. Like, right? My hands are tingling or whatever. And it's because there's 13 symbols on some of these cards that are connected to very powerful energy. There is elements connected to these cards. There's a whole bunch of things. And so I couldn't just write a book to put with them. It wouldn't have made sense. So I have to actually teach people how to use them in a workshop and certify them. And then they can become readers for these cards, which would be great for them because I don't actually do readings. I know it's so ironic. I provided this for my clients and for practitioners. They were never for me. And so I'll pull a card here. So we have to be very specific with these because they're very literal. So depending on what we ask, they're going to give you either, a vague answer because you asked a vague question, or we ask something specific and we get a specific answer.
Okay.
So ladies ask.
Okay. One of my questions would be, what healing should Kim bring through for our collective today? What kind of healing?
That's a good one. That is a good one. Let's find out. So with me, the way
I've got someone from Palestine in here today.
Isn't that neat?
That's awesome.
Welcome from Palestine. Oh, there it is.
That's pretty far away.
That's pretty far away. Okay. Oh, that's so cool. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Whoop! See, they're jumping all over me.
They're jumpers. Yeah.
They're jumpers. Yeah, they tend to do that to me. They tend to jump. So the first one is to help it with awakening energy. So we still have people awakening all over the world.
You can bring it in closer if you want. Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
Wow.
And what's the symbol? The symbol is gorgeous.
So that symbol is actually from my second book. I released these symbols a few years ago, but people aren't sure how to use them yet because I never actually explained them very well. I was given the symbols, told to put them out there and then just sit on it. And then I put them into the cards. And they weren't actually activated when I first wrote the book. So it was only a couple years later that all the symbols were actually fully activated. Once they became fully activated, they started working on people and on the collective. And then we still had to wait because we had to let that energy kind of work its way through the collective. Now, though, when I start teaching these classes and everything, I'm going to start training people about these symbols and how to use them. And I have some big surprises coming this year around these symbols that people are going to really be excited about. But I can't release that yet. It's still in the works behind the scenes. But yes, if you even just close your eyes and just feel into that symbol, that awakened symbol, and just like right away, I feel it in my chest.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's what awakening feels like. Right. So you remember your awakening is super intense, right? That's that energy. That's super intense right there. So the energy right now is there's still some awakening going on. The other one that came out was clear knowing. So helping people with their clear abilities, clear cognizance, clear knowing. Helping that people are really tapping into their clear cognizance right now and their clear knowing right now, and that they're doubting it. So the support that I could offer would be to help them overcome that doubt, overcome that skepticism, and believe in themselves.
Well, that is the hardest, Claire, to have, because when you say, "Oh, I knew that," people are going, "Bullshit."
Right?
Sorry. I say that last word. Well, they always go, "No, you didn't." Well, I did, but I guess I have to write this stuff down ahead of time.
But I didn't say anything until afterwards, right?
Yeah.
That's where I learned. I say something right away, and then when it happens, instead of saying I knew that, I had already said something, so then I can go with, I told you so.
Yeah, something happened recently. I can't even say it because not everybody knows about it yet. So I went, "Oh, I knew that." My daughter goes, "How did you know?" Well, anyways.
Oh.
But it's not my daughter. So no, anyways. Yeah, it happens all the time. I know that. No, you don't. But I love a clearing around that, because and then to get out instantly and write something down or make a note of it. See, at this time that day, I remembered this, or I heard this.
Right? You got to write it down too, because I'll say stuff and then completely forget. Because it rarely comes from me; it comes through me. So I don't have any attachment to the information that comes through. Usually, it's not for me, anyways. So I forget. And so I'll just tell people things, whatever comes up, I'll just mention it. And then what'll happen is people come back and they'll be like, "You said this, you said that. Oh my God, it came true. Oh my God, this happened. How did you know?" And I'll be like, "I don't remember telling you that. I believe you, but I don't remember even mentioning it."
And it's funny how people hear it differently than even we say it.
So true. Yeah. Perception, right?
Our perception, and maybe they get more information from our words.
Like the third language that brings other information through. Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. Well, and if it's meant for them, they're probably going to have more information. They're going to have more to relate it to than I ever would, naturally. Did I tell you, ladies, I have a podcast now?
Oh, wow. No. Awesome.
I know.
And we do a podcast from this show. So you'll be on our podcast as well, because we don't do any editing. It's just the way it comes out. Backwards and all. So
well, professionally edited.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, wow.
It's a full-blown show where I actually have a producer that edits everything, that checks to make sure the sound is right, that puts an intro, outro, the whole kit and caboodle. And it's on all of the, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, all the big ones now. I think I have 16 episodes out now, I think.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, we're in our third season. We had 52 episodes last year. So now we have, we only had 12 the first season, or 14. I can't remember.
52. See, that's amazing. That's dedication.
Yeah, we are a dedicated. I mean, sorry, Bex is not here today. She had to take a mental health day, and that's fine. Sometimes we all do that, so we'll just take off. That's why there's 3 of us, because we just step up and go in, and not a problem. But
that's amazing for your viewers. They don't have to live without you for a week.
And all the people we bring on, like you, they would miss that. So
right?
Yeah.
Podcast the way of the world now, isn't it?
It's great because you can take them on the car and listen to them, and you don't have to watch unless you want to. And sometimes people will watch the show and then they'll go back and they'll skim through the podcast so they can listen to the meditation or redo the healing or whatever. It's all, the energy is all packed in there. So it's nice.
Yeah. It's the gift that keeps on giving. I know a lot of people are like, when are you going to write a new book? And I'm like, I am. It's in my podcast. Just listen to the podcast. It's like a new chapter every week.
It's so awesome.
Isn't that true?
And what is your podcast called, Kimberly?
It's actually just my company. So if you look up Employed by Angels, it's really a new topic every week. Sometimes I'll talk about spiritual stuff. Sometimes I'll talk about real world stuff, how it's affecting us spiritually. Navigating the new world has been the biggest challenge for people about with the economy changes, and people need guidance and direction. So I'm making sure to incorporate a lot of that in there. So I try to keep it interesting. I try to change it up. I haven't started doing interviews like you ladies, but it's coming. I'm just, again, when the time is right, when it's appropriate, when I get the word go, then interviews it'll be.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like, yeah, we've learned so much through our guests, and it's great that you have all that knowledge that you can bring down. That's awesome. And as you know, with being one person, it would be more difficult to be coming up with. You have to brainstorm with yourself all the time. So that's but you've got your team behind you that helps, I'm sure. So yeah.
I haven't run out of ideas yet. People are,
awesome.
And I find it. I need to provide ideas for my clients and stuff, or those that I mentor and teach, because they take a lot of my ideas and run with it to develop their businesses, develop their skill sets and things. And rather than compete with them in a way, or I just keep leveling up. I keep offering new things. I just change all my stuff, and then it's fine. If they're all doing that, I'm already on to the next thing. So no big deal, right?
Right.
And that's, there's no scarcity out there.
No.
The world needs us. The world needs spiritual people, because we all speak a little differently, and people hear us at different levels, and we touch different people different way. There's no scarcity of clients out there. The whole world, there's so many people in need of us.
Yes.
And I think that's one thing. I remember John Holland saying, I hope you guys all learn how to do this, because there's more of us needed out there all the time.
So many more.
So many more. The world needs healers and psychics and people that can impart spiritual knowledge just to help other people to get in touch with them and just wake up, like it just helps. And give that hope. Give that hope to the world.
Right? COVID proved how many, we needed all hands on deck. And it was unfortunate that a lot of people weren't prepared. They weren't ready for the heaviness of it and the gravity of it, like how difficult it was going to be, because I saw a lot of spiritual businesses disappear. I saw a lot of people disappear. They weren't able to bring others through that. And I'm proud to say that I never backed away. I was consistent through. I was there. I never gave up. I never, hid from the world. I stuck it out, even though I struggled a little bit too at times. I never let that stop me from supporting my clients in any way that I could. And now that things are getting better, I'm seeing a lot of those spiritual businesses come back, people that wanted to do this stuff slowly but surely coming back. It's good to see.
Yeah, it gives hope. And I said, the world needs so much hope, and bringing that vibe up. If we can bring it up and bring it in the world, it just raises that Schumann resonance, Teresa?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. We need each other. We got to stick together.
Yeah, I don't think it's 144,000. I think it's 144 million, billion, whatever that we need.
Right. Yeah. If I had my way, I'd say everyone in the entire world would be Reiki trained.
Yes.
They would all know how to help themselves, at least at the beginner level. Like, that would be the perfect world to me.
Yeah, I love it.
That's what my co-teacher and I used to say. Everybody just had level 1. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? I imagine it a lot, and I have hope for that one day.
Oh, well, let's do it.
It's amazing how it just, there's just so much. It's just great. We can support each other. It's like, get them all out there. Get it all out there.
Our spiritual connection to the universe is our birthright.
Definitely.
It truly is. It just, and a lot of people think that they have to be special or gifted or whatever to do that stuff. No, it's your birthright. I promise you, everyone can do it. It might not be your calling. It might not be your passion. It might not be your interest, but you definitely have access to it. You can hone that skill. It's there for you. You want to turn it on, it can be turned on.
Yeah. I mean, we're all special. That's what I always say. We all have that spark of the divine in us, right?
Yes.
We all have that spark
Definitely.
of the divine in it. So we just
Absolutely.
connect to it. So, yeah. Well, everything. It's all, every modality has a special,
Right.
I know we always call, at least I call Reiki the gateway to spirituality.
Right.
Gateway drug to spirituality.
So is crystals, right? So
Yeah. Oh yeah. Crystals and Reiki, they're all like,
right, the gateway drug into to spirituality. But no, it truly is, and it's great that people specialize. There's nothing wrong with specializing, because then you get to hone one really powerful skill that you can offer and that you can teach. That you want to be the expert when you teach something. If possible, you want to make sure that you have that experience, that knowledge to pass on. There's nothing wrong with specializing at all.
No, it's great. It's great to have that pocket full of stuff, but it's nice to have something that's in your front.
Right?
Yeah.
Find your passion, people.
Yeah, and just run with it. Can I ask you to do a little bit of healing today?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, let's listen to the cards, because they're never wrong.
Yeah.
And let's help people with that, overcoming their doubt. And let's help them with their awakening.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty powerful.
That's very powerful. Oh, my goosebumps just got, my arms got goosebumps everywhere. Woo! That's getting hard and fast. My goodness. All right. So the energy is obviously coming to me already. Let's just see how we're going to go about this. I'm going to draw it in. Oh, wow. It's so powerful. I instantly got like a titch of a headache.
Oh, wow.
That's okay. That just tells me it's a lot of energy. It's very powerful. And I'm to send it out in a big wave. So anybody watching this, if they give themselves permission to receive, it will just wash right over them. And releasing. And releasing again. Waves of awakening energy, supporting energy for the awakening. And I can always tell when the energy has been released from me and just gone out, because then that little bit of a headache just disappears. It just goes away instantly.
Goosebumps and pressure in my heart chakra.
Yeah, right in the chest, eh? It gets you right in the chest. Wow, that was amazing. And then the other part is to help people with the doubt and to bring up their claircognizance. Let's look at what that's going to be like. Oh, yes. So that's helping through the higher self. So let's do that. Again, if you wish to receive this, just open yourself up by giving permission, allowing, and it will happen for you, no matter when you watch this video. This is to strengthen intuition. There. And I just set the intention that will repeat as many times as necessary for everyone that watches this video at any time. Whew, a little bit of pressure in my head again. That's okay. That's okay. It's all good. We're just making sure that energy is going to just continue to flow as needed to allow people to increase their intuition going forward. And increase their clair-knowing or claircognizance, as it were. Excellent. A little bit of pressure again. And it's set. Yay!
Okay. So this is good for guys on the repeat or on the podcast. please don't be driving when you close your eyes. That's all.
You don't have to close your eyes. Certainly it will still work. I just find that when we close our eyes, we're able to focus inwardly a lot easier than the external distractions around us. But no, you don't have to close your eyes by any means. You do need to give permission, though. You do need, it does activate the Reiki, doesn't it? All those Reiki practitioners, as soon as that energy hits you, you're like, flame on. Right? It's so fun to feel that. But that's validation too. That's like, oh, okay, that tells me it worked. That tells me that energy is coming through me and it's doing its job. So that's a good thing.
That's awesome. We've got lots of feedback. It's amazing. Yeah, super amazing. This is awesome. So much fun, Kim. So tell us again the dates for your anything workshop that's coming up and how people can find you. And
let me pull out my calendar here.
Lots of thank yous. Nancy Louise and Melinda and Sherry Jones. Awesome.
So nice to meet all of you.
So be it, and so it is. So you can find her links to her page and I think to her workshop page. Can't remember. I put lots of links in there so they can find you. But
easy to find me. You type in my name on Google, you're going to get way too many hits. You're going to be like, hey, no, too much.
That's awesome, though. It was easy to do the TikTok and just find pictures. So
yeah, I am on TikTok. I am on Facebook. That's my big platform. Facebook is my primary platform. My website is employedbyangels.com. I have an Employed by Angels Facebook page. I have
YouTube
podcast. I have everything. Like really just and Kimberly Wuirch is my personal page. But if you type in Kim Wuirch, it's easy to find me. But yeah, I do have lots of workshops coming up. For those, it's funny, we're talking about Reiki. If anybody wants to take online Reiki, especially those who are isolated areas where you don't necessarily have a lot of Reiki teachers, I have an online workshop coming up, Reiki 1 and 2 on February 4th and 5th. And I have room. I'm more than happy to take more people. I have anything can happen workshop. That's the fun one. It doesn't matter what level you are. Do not worry. I will take care of you. I will not let you feel like you're floundering. It'll be a fun class. That's February 7th online. And if you happen to be local to me, if you happen to be near Airdrie and want to come in person, I was going to do one on the 9th as well. That one's going to be a reoccurring one online. So if you missed the one on the 7th, do not worry. There's going to be more. I want to do it at least once a month, if not more. Just kind of depends on what the demand is. But that one is going to be my fun night. And I have a group healing coming up, Infinity Healing, coming up February 16th. So if you want to experience what it's like to have an hour of intense group healing done, please, you're more than welcome to join. It's really easy to sign up for my workshops. You go on my website, you go on Employed by Angels, you go onto the shop, and you can literally order from the shop my products or my workshops. If you want services from me, there's on my services tab on my website. It lists all my services, which quite a few, and explains them all in detail. And then you can just book whichever one you want. There's an online calendar, shows you my schedule, which I know is kind of insane. And then if you can't find a time that works for you, a lot of people want evenings or weekends. My calendar doesn't show evenings or weekend appointments, but I am available sometimes. It's just that you got to ask me directly for an evening or a weekend, because then I got to just kind of squeeze you in somewhere around workshops, or, just got to.
After dishes or before supper,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. And I always will. I always find a spot for people. I never leave you stranded. We'll figure it out. If it means, we got to put it off a few weeks, we'll figure it out.
That's awesome. Someday I'll meet you in person now that I have a reason to go out that way. I have to do some fun. So
Do that.
I'm gonna, tell my daughter-in-law. She's woo-woo. She's second level Reiki. Yeah. She made my son become second level Reiki too. My son said, "Well, if she's going to do it, I better do it." I said, "Yeah, you better."
That competition. That's so fun.
Yeah. I said, it's probably a good idea. So tell us your favorite crystal, because I already know it. But anyways, you can tell us.
Oh, how it's Auralite.
Yeah.
It's
Auralite bracelet for you.
It's Auralite. Why is that my favorite? Because it's so versatile. I love it for beginners because you don't have to cleanse it. I love it for beginners because it has that grounding that most beginners need. I love it for advanced practitioners because you can use it in your Reiki sessions. It helps people with awakening. It, you can get it wet. It won't hurt it. You can have it against your skin. It won't hurt you. You can put it in crystal elixir water. It won't poison you. I mean, it's just safe. It's versatile. It's powerful. It does so much. It's the best of all the crystals. I would totally advocate for Auralite 23 any day.
And that comes from somewhere near Thunder Bay, right? It comes from a special line in Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
So it's like amethyst, but it's different. So
it has amethyst properties in it, but it also has way more than that. Quartz properties. It incorporates a lot of other crystals along with its own properties.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It is cool.
I love it. I have it in my bedroom beside me most nights. So, on my
your fancy little bracelet there, I've got some really, really fancy ones, like even nicer than that one.
You mean, like, I just love this one, but yeah.
I've got a really fancy one on my online store, as well as a matching necklace that goes with it. They're absolutely beautiful.
My husband would say that, but I can get anything I want right now. Yeah, I took all my crystals into the hospital with me, I have to say, and I had this on, so yeah, it went with me to the hospital. So have you seen any UFOs lately?
I have not. I have not been in touch too much with the other races very often lately. I check in once in a while just to see how everybody's doing and what they're up to and stuff. I think the last time that I was in touch with any of the other planetary races was in an Akashic workshop that I was doing. And they seem to be, all kind of off doing their own thing. Not all of them interact with humans very much, for the most part. They have their own things to do, their own. I'd say the ones that interact the most with humans is mostly Sirius, the Syrians on Sirius. Sometimes Orion, not very much. And I would say Pleiadians, oftentimes they will stay in touch. Sometimes the Arcturians, but they're pretty, I don't know, they kind of come and go with their interests and stuff. I highly recommend sticking with the Syrians and Pleiadians. They won't screw around with you. They won't yank your chain like some of them will do. They're very honest. They're very direct. They're easier to talk to. So I do highly recommend sticking with those ones if you're going to be communicating with other races. Some of them aren't as nice as you think.
Just like humans.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Some of them will just lie to you or screw with you, and you won't know, right? I'm always giving them heck for that. I'm like, just knock it off. But yeah, no, they're not all good, unfortunately.
No, that's we have to remember that. Angels, yes, they're all good.
Angels are
all good. Have you got a new theme song in your life? Because you've got a new man in your life and you're married. Woohoo!
I am. Yeah, I've met the love of my life this year, and I got married. We got engaged after 4 weeks.
Hey, no. That's awesome. I can see it.
Super happy. A new theme song. I don't know if I do. I hadn't really thought that one out. And I know you guys always have a theme song. I probably do, but I can't think of it off the top.
What was your wedding dance song?
It was probably one that no one would actually know, to be honest, because it's very unique. I can pull up the name of it. I can't even think of it. There's one that, you know what? I do have the one theme song. Simply the Best. Do you remember that song by Tina Turner? I would pick that one. That would be my theme song. I just love her.
Awesome.
She's super powerful. My wedding song was Sing Me a Song by William Prince and Serena Ryder.
Oh, I'll have to look that one up.
Yeah, Sing Me a Song. It's a beautiful song. William Prince, I always remember his name, but Serena Ryder, I had to look it up because I'm like, oh, I know, because it's a duet. They're singing to each other.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it's
Very
super sweet.
Very
My
sweet.
husband actually picked it.
Oh, wow.
Teresa, I'm sorry, Teresa, you're supposed to ask these questions.
It's all right. It's all good.
No, you're happy. She's so funny. Teresa, who won this week?
Okay, everyone that shares it out or makes a comment, we pick someone and then we send our spa. What do we call it now?
Soul Spa.
The soul spot, where it's a trip back to ancient Egypt where you get all kinds of healing and stuff. It's a lot of fun and it's deeper and it's actually grown since the old days. But anyway, this is our old day one and we share it out. And who won this time is Sherry Bernice. So Sherry, our friend, thank you for always being supportive. Thank you for always sharing out the show. We love you and I hope that you enjoy this meditation.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's a really cool guided meditation. Teresa's brainchild again. She's had so many brainchild. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and we will be in touch again because you'll have something new to talk about soon. And hopefully with your oracle cards, we'll get those classes coming up soon. So, I'm excited to find out about that one personally.
Yeah, by the end of February, it'll definitely be out. I was mostly waiting for everybody to receive their cards. It took a while to get them distributed, and then
and you got to play with them a little bit, anyways, right?
You do.
They are so beautiful. They're different than other ones. That's all I can say.
And then all your listeners, talk to Rhonda for a reading.
Yeah.
Or someone else who's more. Anyways, I just have to get more into it. Yeah, like once I'm certified, then I'll feel more confident.
You will be really good. I am not worried about it all. I have every confidence in you.
Thank you. Well, guys, we'll see you next week. Hopefully, Bex Marie will be back. I'm sure she will be if she's not working. But that's the Wayward Flow. And thank you for listening to us. Check us out on our podcast. Check us out on the Breakthrough Show Network. And we're also on veryparanormal.com network, where you can find our old shows, our new shows, everybody else's shows that are on there. So it's a really cool little network if you need your Ghostbuster and other thing to catch up with. Any other announcements, Teresa?
Not that I could think of.
Okay, cool. Thanks
Feel
so
better,
much.
Bex. We missed you.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll sending you some love and healing to your household. So awesome. Thanks very much.